welcome to Obsessive Thoughts, and I am here today with
Tyler.
Hey Tyler. So Tyler's going to be my guest this week, and I have a bunch of respect for him as a man, as a father, as a career-driven person. I've known him for like 105 years, right? 106 this year.
Long time.
A long, long time. So you can start by telling everyone about yourself.
I'm Tyler. I'm 35 for at least 7 more days.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah. I'm kind of like you said, I'm a very career-driven person. I've been working my way up the corporate ladder for forever. I wasn't a school person, so this was my alternative. I've got one daughter that is 11 now, adorable. She's great. And my beautiful stalker wife, who we have in the corner over
Hi,
here.
wife. Hi. We adore her too. We'll give her a shout out as well. Ariana, I cannot pronounce your last name for the life of me, your government last name. Can you say it?
Well, her government last name is my government last name now, so.
Oh, okay.
So it's not-
we've just completely avoided that.
Yeah, we got free from that one.
But for the longest time, that one really so I'm glad that we now have a simple last name. Okay, so currently, what are your career goals? And then aside from that, your passions, or if they align, that's fine too. But I know that you're a very passionate person with stuff that you really enjoy because you've had the same kind of hobbies since the time I've known you. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Obviously, career goals. I look to always move forward. I don't want to be stagnant in anything. So I'm always kind of looking for what that next step is. A lot of people, they take that and they see it as, I'm going to just job hop around and work my way around and find whatever's going to pay me more money. Mm-hmm. I'm not that person. I've been at the same job for the last 11 years, but I haven't been working the same job. I've worked my way up the ladder with the same company. So there's a lot of kind of nuance that comes along with that. But I'm constantly looking for what the next step is, what the next career advancement move is for me, and how I can make that work within the companies that I'm working with at that time. For me now, I think my goals are to continue to develop the people that work beneath me and, make sure that they're ready when something else opens up for me. I'm big on that. I think everybody needs to have a drive and have that ability to move up. Not everybody gets that.
Absolutely. And I've heard through the grapevine that you are a good boss and manager. I have heard that. And, so that's cool that you have that, relationship with your coworkers where they respect you, but they also will, do what you say. And that's a hard balance, especially in the corporate world.
It's a fine line.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can rule with an iron fist and force respect out of people. I'm not that person. I've never been that person. I don't want to be that person.
What kind of manager are you? Are you you don't strike me as a micromanager and a very my way or the highway type of person. So do you give them enough rope to hang themselves? What's kind of your approach with managing
I think
these new?
Everybody's got to learn on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, yeah, you do have to give them enough rope to hang themselves, because if I micromanage and I come in and I fix everything for you, you're never going to know what happens when things go wrong.
Exactly.
So I'd much rather give people the opportunity to fail. And it's all a teaching moment. We all learn by failing. We don't learn by being perfect. Nobody's perfect right from the start.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could all be perfect, but it's not real. So it's more about letting people fail and how you handle the fail.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, I talked about in a couple of episodes before, I was taught how to win and lose as a kid. And, success comes in failure. It's all about how you take on adversity and how you take those obstacles. You can just give up or keep going and learn. And I feel that kind of shows a lot of character development in life, not just in your job. With school and stuff, I know a lot of people are I want to try this or that. But the fear of failing, is what holds them back entirely. And I feel we need to kind of break that mold and be no, it's okay to fail. When you're a kid, everything is new and you're learning stuff for the first time, and you're not going to be good at it right away. And as you get older, you forget kind of how to be new at something and learn how to do something all over again. So that's really cool that you have that style with people. And I feel you're also a manager where it's cool to talk to you about stuff hey, I'm struggling with this. Can you help me? Yeah. So that probably makes you an excellent.
It's what we do, right? Beyond being a manager, I think that's that part that people miss sometimes. You know, that rule, the iron fist type of manager. They're not. You're not a real person. You're not someone that people can come talk to. And when you lose that connection with your staff, it's harder. I mean, I like to be able to have those conversations with people, and you know, people will come to me about work stuff, about life stuff, about whatever, and it's, you know, there's as much as, you know, I came up in an era where work and life were two separate things. You left work at the door and you came in and you did your job.
Same.
This new generation is not that.
They
are all intertwined.
Yes.
It is very much work and life are the same thing. They want to come to work and talk about life. They're off work talking about work.
Yeah.
It's all very intertwined, which makes things sometimes extremely complicated, especially in the corporate world when, you know, HR is telling you that, you know, you guys shouldn't be working off the clock, and then it kind of creates that muddy area. It's just so much that has changed over the course of the last. I've been in retail 20 years, so let's call it 20 years. I mean, 20 years ago it was very different than what it is now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you do give me some hope though that like people that are similar to me could be successful in the corporate world, right? Because like I'm naturally like a buck the system rebel. I'm not gonna change myself to fit into your kind of structured person. So it gives me hope that like you can also be cool, true to yourself, and work like a corporate.
Yeah, I was, before I got this latest promotion, you know, I was always known as the squeaky wheel when I was a store manager. I was the squeaky wheel that would complain and say what needed to be said.
Yeah.
I was real with people. I wasn't one to, you know, just go by and go with the flow. It's not who I am. You know, I'm always looking to improve things, and people don't always agree with what those methods are. I mean, there are times where, you know, I have to force things that people don't want to do. I mean, I don't like to do it, but
I mean,
you know, there are still rules that need to be followed and things like that. But you know, giving people a voice, I think, goes a long way.
Absolutely.
And I try and empower all of my managers in that sense of challenge things. Come to me. If you have opinions on things, tell me that. I don't want you to just be a yes man. I need you to fall in line sometimes and just do what you don't agree with.
Yeah.
But I think that's something people need to learn as well. That's part of the skill set that goes into this is disagreeing, but accepting in a sense.
Right.
And that goes a long way.
No, absolutely. And I feel like instead of maybe like coming to you, like when we say like advocate for yourself in a corporate environment, we're not saying like just complain and say, I don't like this, but like if you have ideas or like a new way that you think would make the flow work better, like that's what I'm talking about for like speaking up, you know, like going to your manager and be like, hey, I have an idea, how about this? Like that communication shows professionalism and a lot of, I mean, I would definitely look at my employee and like I remember that, be like, oh, like they came to me with a cool idea. Like I feel like that shows a lot of initiative as well.
You need it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been at a, you know, consistent store level in 4 years. So things change. What worked 4 years ago doesn't work now. I mean, that's just the reality. When I was last a, you know, store manager, we were a year outside of COVID. Yeah, it's scary to think about.
Yeah.
But it was just, you know, it was a different time. We had to do things to get by that, you know, we don't have to do anymore. Things are easier in some senses, more difficult in others, and it's just I need people to help me be successful.
Exactly.
And I can't do it on my own. So I think that's a lot of it too. Is there has to be collaboration, and it's not the rule with an iron fist that's going to make things successful. It's a collaboration of people, and that's, you know, where I'm working. We strive for that from bottom to top. It's all about collaborative efforts, and I think that's very important.
I love that you say that because like all the people that I find are, because I have a very, very recent fixation with like Michael Jordan, and like whenever he's like being interviewed by people, y'all know what I'm talking about. When he's being interviewed, he never will take the ownership of the win. He's like, no, like we were great out there, or like if there were failures, he's like, no, like we weren't on our best game. And I feel like that like mentality is what makes people from like good to great and successful in like whatever they do.
100%.
So yes, team. You never win anything alone, and I think Leslie Knope also says that. She's like, you never accomplish anything alone. Big Parks and Rec fans in this room, by the way.
Absolutely.
Okay, speaking of hobbies, collector. So, are you still collecting things? Talk about that. This will get you real jazzed. What are some things that you like? Because when I met you, the pop toys, right?
We
The
had
Funko
we had
Pops.
many Funko Pops.
Anything else that you're dabbling into, collecting hobbies?
Well, I mean, I've veered out of the Funko Pops. I think that was like a COVID fixation, right? I mean, everybody was looking for something to do,
Right,
some
right.
way to keep yourself busy. And for us, when everything's closed and everything's shut down and nothing's going on, and Funko's releasing a new pop, and we all have to race to Target to try and get there before everybody else. And it was just like the high of finding something to do and keeping yourself busy.
Yeah.
So that was that. I got out of that. I don't know.
Get
3
rid of
years
it.
ago.
Do you have any other like?
I have some of them still. We've kept some of those collectibles, but I kept some of the fun ones, I guess. Like I have there's a show called Community. You've seen it?
I do. I knew
Okay.
Donald Glover. Yes.
Yes. Community is fantastic. I have all those Funko Pops. I think they actually had some value to them, but it was just one of those things that like that is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah.
So I have all of those still. I have a couple of signed, like Gabriel Iglesias. I have a signed one from him. So
Whoa,
some of those
that's
I've kept, just as like cool memorabilia stuff. But sold out of the rest of that stuff. Now my main hobby is PC gaming. I mean that's kind of I'm that nerd. I'm into computers. I have too many computers. I think I have 4 at this point. Plug your ears. No.
Wife's like
I mean,
in the corner.
she knows. You know, I sold all the Funko Pops, and I bought graphics card for my computer that I spent a little more than I told her I was going to spend. But it was she never lets me live it down, but she's accepted it for what it is. She was happy to see the Funko Pops go because it went from entire room walls to one little box that sits on a desk.
Yeah.
So there's nuances there. But beyond that, I'm a kid of the '90s, so I'm a big Lego kid. I will always be a Lego kid. We were at a store today it's called Bricks and Minifigs. It just opened a new location. It was really cool. It's all just little Lego, old school stuff that you can't find anywhere that's worth stupid money.
So do you build them or collect them?
Oh no, I build them. I can't keep things in a box. I'm not. I know that's where the money comes from, but I want to build them. I'm a tinkerer.
So
I like to
fun.
tinker. It's the same thing like cars. I'm a car guy. I like to tinker and work on cars and stuff like that. It doesn't always work out for me. Obviously, it's a very expensive hobby. Right now, I don't really have the space for that. But my buddy just bought an old Miata that he wants to work on, and spent yesterday working on an old Miata, replacing suspension and doing all that stuff. So it's tinkering. I like to tinker. Whatever it is, building things.
And you've been like this your whole life.
Yeah,
Like, that's where you
I
channel your energy
I started
into.
building Legos. I mean, computers are basically just electric Legos. Cars are just driving Legos. I mean, everything is a Lego in a sense in my brain. So it's
I
just
love that.
you find a way to tinker, and that's my thing. I like to tinker.
I love that. Well, I'm so glad that you have your hobbies are so important. They're so important for like your mental health, your mental well-being, and something that you enjoy doing. I'm a big advocate for hobbies. I am trying to get into reading. I've read 2 books so far this year, which is a big deal. So yeah, I'm so glad that you know what you like, but you're also willing to try like new stuff too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've bought books and tried to get into that and realized I'm not a reader.
And that's okay.
That's the thing.
That's okay.
You try, and that's what it all comes down to. Is you just want to try and find something that
Feeds the soul.
just feed your motivation into it and see what you can do. I mean, even coming from the corporate world and being into all that, and then coming home and you're just like, I need just something to just mindlessly put energy into. And there's some days that it's my kid, some days that it's my wife, some days it's just I want nothing to do with any of you. Please leave me alone. I'm going downstairs.
And that's fair. That's fair that you like recognize that as well. So everybody can kind of get their undivided attention, but you're like, okay, like I need my own time. And okay, speaking of your daughter, I wanted to talk about being a girl dad. So did you always see yourself as being just a girl dad? Did you want like a boy? Like what's that dynamic like? Being a girl dad? Because you're like, from my perspective and like what I've seen and known about you, you're like an awesome dad, like number one dad, always there, supportive, loving. So like what's that dynamic like? As like just from like as being a male.
I mean, I'll tell you from the start, I wanted nothing more than a little boy. That's where you start out, and you're just like, man, I want a boy. You want you want your little mini me, right? That's the male mentality, I guess. I don't know. But I wanted nothing more than to have a little boy. And when I found out that she was a little girl, it wasn't like a letdown. You're having a kid. I think the whole thing there is you're excited to just have something. And that came very quickly. My aunt, I think, put it best when I talked to her after the fact. She was like, I was the same way. I wanted a boy, and I had a girl, and I can tell you right now, I could not imagine what it would have been like if I had a boy.
Really?
It's different. And I was like, all right. I kind of took that and was like, all right, I guess we'll see what happens. And now, 11 years later, I'm there. I fully believe that I was given a girl for a reason. I couldn't imagine if I had a boy. I really couldn't. I don't know what that would have been like. I mean, we have friends that have boys, and I'm just like, man, that looks like a lot of work.
Yeah, so it's different. So do you have any siblings? I don't think I've ever asked you.
So I mean, I have a bunch of half siblings.
Okay,
is the way it's kind of odd. My father's side, he had a couple kids, but my father was never really in my life. Mm-hmm. So my mom, I was 15 when my brother was born. Oh, okay. So that's kind of my only sibling that I consider like, my true brother. He's not my half brother, even though he is, that's my brother.
So no sisters, like no female cousins?
No
around?
Sisters, but, my mom was pregnant very young. I was born, a month and 2 weeks after her 18th birthday. Okay. You can do the math there. So my mom was very young, and my mom is the oldest of 4 sisters. She has 3 sisters. She's the oldest of 4. Mm-hmm. So my mom split from my dad very young age. Like I was 2. Mm-hmm. And we ended up moving back, living with my grandparents. So I grew up with not sisters, but aunts that were aunts. Okay. I mean, my youngest aunt, I think we're not that far apart. I like maybe 8-10 years, something like that.
So you had that
So I mean, I've always had that dynamic.
That feminine energy kind of like around in that dynamic.
Yeah, I've been surrounded by feminine energy for most of my life.
Okay. Are you close with your mom? Like, are you and your mom? Okay.
Yeah, I'm close with my mom. I mean, we've had our ups and downs over the years. We've been all over the place, but she's always there if I need her, and I think that's kind of
so she is grandma, like in the dynamic. Okay.
She's grandma in the dynamic. She's been around. She goes by Gaga.
That's adorable.
My daughter made that up. It's really funny. I don't know where it came from, but she just started calling her Gaga when she could start talking, and it just stuck forever.
I love that.
Yeah, she's Gaga, and I think that's what's kind of shaped me in a sense of I gotta make sure that no matter what, I'm always there for my kid, because my mom really instilled that in me. She's always been there for me, no matter what. Mm-hmm. But I love my mom, but I think she's a little softy at times, so I try and
that's
take back some of that energy.
That's like grandma's role though, right? Like they're not supposed to be the disciplinaries or like spoiling and stuff.
Even with my brother, she let him get away with way more. I never could have gotten away with these things.
Me either. Honestly, my brother is the favorite. Everybody knows that.
I don't think my brother's
they don't even hide it.
I don't even think my brother's the favorite. I would not say that he's the favorite, but I would say he was allowed to get away with things. Okay. That I could not get away with, and I don't know what that's all about.
You notice that as a kid, you're like, I don't know about this dynamic. It doesn't. It's not.
I mean, for me, I was out of the house. I mean, like I said, we're 15 years apart. So I was 3 years later. I'm off to college and then out of the house and doing whatever. I mean, I was gone very, very quick. I was out there, but he'll be 21 in 3 days. So we're there.
So your birthdays are super close from what you just said.
Oh yeah. When I say we're 15 years apart, it's like almost to the day. We are 14 years, 361 days apart.
I love that.
So yeah, it was an odd dynamic back then. It's kind of normalized itself now.
Yeah.
I hit the point where we have friends that are my brother's age now, and I'm just like, this is weird. it throws me off sometimes, but but it's gotten better over the years. It's hard when it's a little baby and you're 18, 20, 21, whatever, and it's like you don't really have that same relationship at 21 with a 6-year-old
Yeah.
as you do him at 21, and I'm about to be 36.
Yeah.
We have a lot better dynamic. I think we become a lot closer. We share similar hobbies. I think
That's fun.
he's a little less outgoing, I think, than I
More
am.
introvert.
He's a little more introverted. He doesn't like to break out of his shell, so I've tried to get him to break out of his shell, which can, it causes its own drama at times. But
Are you an introvert, or has your job made you more extrovert? Or
I am. I would say I'm very introvert. What's that? They said there's that new one. It's like
I read
extrovert,
that.
where
Yeah.
you're like,
It's like a
you
combination
kind of
of
do
both.
whatever is going on around you. That's me. That's 100% me.
Definitely.
I will absolutely sit at home, do nothing, and love every minute of it. I love my nothing time. But if we need to go out and do something, I'll go out and do something. I'll go out. We'll have some fun. We went to the fair last week. That's great. We try and do fun activities. Go to the theme parks. We go visit her dad every couple of years. We go out and do things, and we try and have fun. We went beginning of the year. We went to Georgia. Went up into the mountains. Went hiking. Did some stuff. That was
Beautiful.
it was fun. We try and find ways to go out and do stuff, so we're not just sitting around at home all the time.
So like a healthy balance of both.
It's
like,
finding a healthy balance of both, while also understanding that the world is expensive, and that sometimes being an introvert is beneficial in that sense.
It sure
It's
is.
very cheap to be an introvert.
The simple things, finding joy in like the simple things,
Absolutely.
I feel like are really, really important. So the last question I'll ask, as far as like being a parent, is do you have a particular like parenting style? Like how we talk about with being a manager, like does that kind of cross over into like your authoritative figure, like role of being a parent? Are you kind of like more of like a softie? Like, so explain your parenting style
I'm
a little
such
bit.
a mix. I'm such a mix. I feel like everybody has their one way of doing things, and that's my take on everything. There's no one way to do things, right? So it's finding the mix of what works. I think I used to bring work home a little more in that sense, where I would have that kind of more authoritative whatever. But then my lovely wife pointed out that was happening, and I became a little more self-aware, I think, in that moment. And that, just that takes it back, right? Everything is a collaborative effort, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't do it all. So getting that input from her and hearing, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that, just helps to add that level of self-awareness and kind of switch things up. I'm a girl dad, right? So I'm a big softie in that sense.
So is there like open communication with you? Like, is she allowed to kind of be like, not talk back in a sense, but like, she like feel heard, I guess, or she like doesn't agree with something? It's not like, because in the 90s, I'm not sure you probably know, it was like my way or the highway, that's it.
Yeah.
Like no questions, you don't get why, like it was just do as you're told and that's it. Like, is that kind of changed a little bit?
Yeah, that's changed, definitely. We want to have a voice. This world we live in, people don't have a voice, and especially kids. They just they're told to do whatever, and I don't think that's right. I want to have her grow up in a world where she has a voice and she has an understanding of things and she can voice her opinions and feel heard. So that's how we treat things at home. I think she deserves that. I think we all deserve it. So why would she not? So we kind of use that.
Is she allowed to say like if you were to like give a disciplinary, like, okay, here are the consequences, is she allowed to like kind of be like, no, I don't want to do that, and do you guys find compromise in it, or is it like, this is it, this is the consequence, and that's it? You know what I mean? Because
there's layers,
okay,
right? There's layers.
Different circumstances.
We have conversations, we have those discussions, we go through things. She still has her consequences. If she gets mouthy and starts talking, I give her probably too much, according to my lovely wife. I give her too much leeway when it comes to things. And I probably do, and that's the girl dad big softie.
So do you guys take away like the phone? Like, is that a thing? Like no electronics? Like what's that like for like a Gen Alpha kind of like?
She's obsessed. Roblox. I don't know. Do you know what Roblox is? Oh man.
Is it an app? A game?
Roblox is a game basically. That's this. It's on everything. Like it's web based at times. They're like they can get on a phone like a browser. There's so many things in it. And that's where it gets so confusing. There's Roblox is the main thing, and then people can create games within Roblox.
Oh,
so like she does her what is it? think it's called like Berry Avenue or something, and it's like a role play server. And her and her little friends, they all go in and they role play as the mom and the kids and the whatever.
Kind of fun.
And it's exactly
Kind of cool, yeah. Because like back in the day, we just had like we played teacher and like stuff like that. So
and they're doing it like, on the computer now. So like that's where it's come. She she doesn't have a phone yet, so we're not there. We're doing our best.
So she's 11 and
no phone. We're trying to keep her out of this as long as we possibly can.
So does she know what like TikTok is and stuff from her friends?
She knows what TikTok is. I mean,
okay, but she's not like on it or anything.
So all right, there's TikTok, right?
Okay.
And I, as an old fart, do not TikTok. That's just.
You don't even like have an account to scroll.
I have an account because I didn't have an account.
Okay.
And somebody kept sending me links.
That's it.
Over and over
and you
and
have
over
to get a TikTok
and
to watch
over
them.
and over
Yes.
and over, and I would just have pages of links to TikToks, and it was just annoying. So I created a TikTok account so she could send them to me. And now, like last night, she was like, "Look at the last TikTok I sent you." I opened up. I have 27 notifications over the span of the last 2 weeks, whatever. And then we sit down and we relive her funny TikToks that she enjoyed.
But I
and
love that.
That's great. I, as an almost 36-year-old, watch the cut down version of TikTok, which is Instagram Reels. Okay, you take the TikToks, you repost them on Instagram. So that's where I find them.
Okay, because they are on.
I don't TikTok. And now like TikTok's owned by like Jared Kushner or whatever. I don't know. I don't TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I get it. Not that Zuck is much better, but whatever. I'm on Instagram. I've been there for years, so I'll watch my reels. My daughter, she's not on Instagram. She's not on TikTok, but what she is on is YouTube. And YouTube has decided that they want to have YouTube Shorts now. Which
YouTube Shorts, yeah.
As a person who watches YouTube for actual YouTube content, I get frustrated by Shorts because they're just in the way. But my 11-year-old loves YouTube Shorts, and she just doom scrolls the craziest, weirdest things that you could ever find, and I don't know how to. I don't know.
There's no way. Is there a way to like kind of like I know there are parental controls, but do you guys like monitor? Like I said, I don't know anything about how to parent these days. So do you kind of like keep an eye on it?
It's so hard. I mean, I try. You try and like watch through their history of what they're watching, right?
Yeah.
You can see a history on YouTube. It'll tell you what they're watching, but so many things on YouTube are like AI generated slop that it's just named something, and then it's like, what do they call them, like Subway Surfer videos, because that was like where it started, right? It plays Subway Surfers, and then it tells you a story over that.
Yeah,
and it's just like some AI slop nonsense. So my wife went in there one time and she's watching some like AI slop short about like a murder trial or something. Crazy, and we're just like, what is going on? I mean, my daughter is 11 and she watches very, I guess, mature-ish shows for her age. She's not out here watching like, I don't know, normal 11-year-olds watch like Bluey. I don't know, that's probably younger, but either way, she's into like Grey's Anatomy. Her big thing when we got to Black Friday, she wanted nothing more than to watch Chicago Fire, which Chicago Fire is only available on Peacock. We did not have Peacock, so what did I do for Black Friday? I found out who was having the Peacock Black Friday deal, whatever, and now we got Peacock Premium so she can watch her Chicago Fire. And now she's already like, Chicago Med and Chicago PD or whatever, and all the different Chicago shows are on here. I'm gonna watch all of them. So she's into like drama and stuff, and it's really, I mean, as much as it's weird that she's watching like shorts about murders and stuff, I'm like, well, I mean, she's watching Chicago Fire and watching people get like burned alive, and I don't know. I mean, it's just. She's a very mature kid, but also very not. So it's just... Yeah.
You try to keep them, like, as mature as possible, but still, like, in that kid mentality, right? Because I feel like almost maturing as a kid kind of comes from, like... And I'm going to look at the therapist to kind of condone this. Like, I feel like trauma is really what would mature and excel, like, somebody's maturity rate. So it's a good thing, I feel like, that she's, like, watching stuff that is intended for maybe older audiences, but it's still a kid. Can I get a nod from the sitter? Okay, I got a finger gun. So yeah, but that's just like my kind of outlook on it. So I feel like she seems like a very healthy, well-rounded, funny. I heard she's hilarious. She has a lot of personality.
She's got so much personality. She's got too much personality at times.
Well, because y'all are hilarious, so I mean that makes sense.
She's out there trying to be active all the time and like dragging me out of the house to do things, and I'm just like, can't we just... Oh yeah, in a dress, girly as could be.
I love that.
We finally got her to understand that dresses and bicycles don't mix. So now her big thing, she loves Aerie. Got the little skirts with the shorts underneath.
Shorts, yes, those are coming back. Those are back.
She loves them. She wears them all day, she has her school ones and her home ones, so she has different ones for whatever. God, she's a little girly girl, but boy, does she want to keep going and doing and being active.
I love that. Okay, now low key, what would you do if your kid like wasn't funny or like cool? I know. I mean, you don't have to think about that, but wouldn't that kind of just? I was just thinking about that. Like, what if your kid just kind of like sucked and was like, well, you know what I mean? Like, what if they were just like not cool?
I mean, I feel like if they're not cool, then you weren't cool, right? Like,
so it's like a reflection of you in like a positive. Like,
my kid's a reflection
cool,
of you, right?
yes.
Like, I mean, I feel like I don't know if your kid sucks, you probably suck too. So
true. So I think it's safe to say that you're cool because of your daughters.
I'm not that egotistical. I'm not gonna. I'll let you make that decision. You can make that call on your own.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I like to think I'm not lame, at least.
We'll run with that. Not lame, kids not lame. There you go. We can roll with that. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are into, because I know you guys are big horror movie fans, right?
She is. I watch them. I've watched all of them, not necessarily by choice, but I watch them and I enjoy them kind of. But I don't do gore. That's where I fall short. Which then she was like, "You gotta watch these Terrifier movies," and I was like, "This is gonna suck." And I've enjoyed them. Art is hilarious, so I think that's the thing, right?
Layers to his humor.
She loves horror, and I love comedy. So when you can mix the two, I'm there. Okay. She hates comedy. She doesn't want to laugh ever.
No,
so
not for you.
I have to watch the comedy stuff on my own.
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask, like, what's a messed up movie that you've seen lately?
Oh God, messed up. I mean, the last Terrifier movie. We watched that. If you watched Terrifier 3, we went to Halloween Horror Nights, and we watched Terrifier 3. We got a big ass house with a bunch of people, and we had a projector room in it. So we threw this movie up on this giant projector in the dark living room with everybody there, and we slowly watched as people trickled out of the room.
Oh no!
I think it started as like 10 of us, and by the end, I think there was only like 4 or 5 of us left. But I mean, that's as far as messed up goes. I mean, man, those movies are messed up.
They really are, but I'm glad you can at least appreciate the humor because he's just a silly guy. Like he takes it too far. He takes the killings way too far. But there's a little bit of lightheartedness in like his mannerisms.
I don't even remember if I watched them in order, but I think it was the first one when he like saws the girl in half.
Yeah. The second one is like the legendary kill though, with like that. I can't even talk about it, but that one is intense and it's so long. Like it keeps going and it's like it never cuts either. Like in the third one, they did kind of censor the killing of like the child. Like they didn't show that on screen, so they do have some sort of lines that they don't cross, but like that's the whole gag of those movies is like the oh my god factor, so that's just not for you, which is fine.
I mean, I watch them. For me it's even like, all right, you talk about like messed up, right? These horror movies, whatever. I like the psychological stuff. I'm good with that.
That counts too. What's like a mind movie that you've seen that's really like
I mean, for me, it's like the shows, right? Like we do a lot of like those like short series or whatever. So like it's always like those murder mystery ones that we seem to fall into and really like.
Are you guys good at predicting? Like, can you guys call it from far away, or is it like
so we watched the last one we just watched was His and Hers on Netflix.
I've heard about that.
It's relatively new. It was really good, and we're going through and we're watching it, and they're 6 episodes. And I think by episode 4, I was like, "Oh, this is what's going to happen." Like, I feel like it's leading us down this path that's just not right. It's going to be this. This is what's going to happen. And I called the entire thing.
Okay.
And then in the last 20 minutes of the last episode, all that was fake, and I was completely wrong the whole time. And I was just like, "Wow!" So it's just like you gotta watch it. Great show.
But I love that. I love like being so like, okay, this is what's gonna happen, and being wrong. Like I don't get insulted by that. I'm like, okay, touche. I get it. I love that, and it just makes it more like of a show that I need to tell people about. Like you think you know, but you do not know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I love all those like mystery things. Like all the Knives Out, whatever they've done.
Those
Glass
are good
Onion and all. Love those because it's all that mystery stuff. I think it's because like I grew up on like the board game Clue.
Great game.
So like I love Clue. So like any of these movies that I'm like, oh, it's Clue, but as a movie, I like all that stuff. Okay. That's right.
That's
Can't
kind of
go.
like okay. So what are some things that make you laugh? Yeah, so you like comedy movies. Name like your top two favorite comedy movies. Like, are you a Will Ferrell guy, an Adam Sandler guy? Are you stand? You guys like stand up.
I mean,
you guys like stand up comedians, right?
I've always been big on Kevin Hart. I love Kevin Hart stand up. I love Gabriel Iglesias. I think he's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It's just anything that can be funny, right? Like.
So what kind of humor do you like? Do you like the funny because it's true, like the like being the butt of the joke kind of humor?
I like all of it. I mean, I watched Bert Kreischer has a show that just came out on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
That one's good. I enjoy anything funny. I mean, that's like you said, we're all big Parks and Rec people here. I adore Andy Dwyer. He's
so funny.
He's so good, and the bloopers are even better.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
lines. Yeah.
Kim Kardashian's comeback story, fantastic.
That's such a good
when he throws the briefcase and breaks the light switch, like these are just like classic blooper moments. I mean, he's hilarious. I like just random. There's never anything that's gonna like be just
absolutely
funny to me every time, right? There's always it's the random stuff. I can sit there's this TikTok, whatever, reel, YouTube short, whatever you find it.
What are the short form content?
There's I guess there's a subreddit where people submit their spoons for evaluation by the I don't know, autistic community.
I know this trend.
And there's a video where this guy goes through and tells all the things that are wrong with the spoon, and it's like being shoop, and it just every time I die laughing because it's just hilarious watching this guy tell you everything that's wrong about the spoon. I mean,
but I hear you. I can see it though. When he explains it, you're like, that kind of makes sense. You're like, I see it from your perspective, buddy. I get it.
But it's just the way he delivers it, right? I mean, and I think that's what it all comes down to, is just the delivery.
So yeah, it really does come down to like timing and delivery and like knowing kind of like those.
Well, I think there's a little passion behind it, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can have somebody that could say the same thing, but if there's no passion in the delivery, it's gonna be crap. I mean, you look at all these comedians up on stage. You look at Bert Kreischer, you look at Kevin Hart, you look at Gabriel Iglesias. They're all high energy, and I think that's
very like
that's where it comes from. You gotta be high energy, animated, passionate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes things funny. If you come up and you make some joke and you're all just monotone and boring, Bueller, it doesn't work.
So I was never into The Office. Were you guys into The Office? Like, okay, so you like The Office?
I got into The Office after the fact. I like this. I was never a big Steve Carell fan.
Really?
I never got big into like the 40-Year-Old Virgin was just kind of like I was like, this guy's not really even all that funny. Like the Anchorman movies, I felt like he had some like lines here and there, but I never felt like he was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that kept me from watching The Office. Mm-hmm. And then I finally everybody watched it, everybody was into it. And I was like, we kind of, Parks and Rec, The Office, they were kind of there at that same time frame. I was like, whatever, like I'll watch The Office. Like I still will die on the hill. Parks and Rec is better than The Office.
Thank you. So, talking about that for a second, like the science, like each character is so funny in their own way. Like there's so many types of humor. Like you were talking about Andy Dwyer, like Chris Traeger, like his own humor is funny. Tom Haverford, like Donna, April, they're all their humor, and like even Leslie Knope, like that show is so scientifically perfect humor wise. It's playing right now in my room for Quincy to watch. Actually, I swear, it's fantastic. Big fan. And so with The Office, I know that's their whole thing is like the uncomfortable kind of humor, but I know Dwight's funny. He's the one with the glasses, right? Rainn Wilson. Yeah. I love him. His character is
it's great in the Meg.
Is that a movie?
It's the Megalodon movies.
I did see that. Yes.
They're so stupid, but they're so great. I don't know.
Yes,
they're like my guilty pleasure movies, so I just love watching them because they're bad, but they're great.
Yeah.
But I eventually did sit down and I watched The Office, and I feel like watching Steve Carell, watching the character arc and watching him seemingly develop even as an actor. I felt like he got better as an actor as that show went on. And then, by the end of it, obviously he left before the show ended, but he came back for the final episode, all that, whatever.
Yeah.
But, it was such a great character arc, and the way he developed, I think that made me have a little more respect for him. Mm-hmm. And now, I can't even remember what the name of that show was, but he did some other show. Some 4 seasons, I think that's what it's called.
What's it on? Do you guys know what it's on?
I think it's on Netflix. I
Netflix.
think it's called Four Seasons.
We can fact check that after the fact.
Either way, but he did that, and it's not like his stupid comedy. It's him more like in a serious role, and it was really good.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of serious roles, Beautiful Boy, him with Timothy Chalamet. That's like a very serious role for him. But when he has to deliver like a serious dramatic role, that's the movie I think of. Because like check that movie out. It's so good. It's on Amazon, I think. But I mean, he is like a comedian, kind of trained actor. But it's nice to see that he like The Office kind of shaped him into like a more well-rounded actor.
Yeah.
What you guys are saying. Okay. Do you follow any trends?
I mean, binge group. Yeah, I mean, not really.
No, you're not into that.
I feel like I form my own path, and I don't typically go down the trends. I mean, I guess everybody's making sourdough now, so yeah. My lovely wife has been making the sourdough starter for like 2 weeks.
We support no hobbies, though. We love that.
And
She loves it.
and I'm glad she has something to do, but I just don't want to help with it, and I can't help with it, and when I see, here's the thing, I love you. I do things, and then something happens, and then it's my fault. So I just don't want to do it, because if I don't do it, it can't be my fault. So like,
Right.
I'm sure like the sourdough starter smells funny or something, and like somehow it's gonna be my fault.
What did you do?
I don't want to be involved. I want to be free of this sourdough nonsense. I enjoy your hobby, do your thing, bake your bread, whatever. I don't need to. I don't want to be involved in the sourdough. It's really frustrating. I keep having to, it turns into like rock.
Oh no!
It turns into,
How do you store that?
No, it doesn't turn into a rock when it's doing that. If you remove it from its rotting, because let's be real, that's basically what it's doing here. If you remove it from its rotting corpse, and it like goes into a bowl, because you have to like take some out and then add more other stuff, and it's just a little thing. But when you take it out, you can't pour it down the drain, because it's going to turn into a rock in your drain, and then your drain doesn't drain. So you have to pour it in the trash can.
Like grease, kind of. Like, yes.
Yeah, but eventually you're left with remnants, right? And you have to clean these remnants, because the bowl doesn't get clean when you pour it down in the trash can. The remnants, if you do not clean them off, will become rocks and will not come off of anything that you put them on. So just fair warning to all of you who want to make sourdough. It's great. We love it. It's a fantastic hobby, and I clean it up every night and every morning. And I am loving it. It's the greatest thing.
Having fun. We're having fun.
We're having a great time. At least one of us is, and it's the one who needs the hobby, so that's fine.
I'm so proud of you for finding something and being supportive. That's I love that. We're co-collaborating. It takes everybody, a team effort. I'm so glad that you have taken a liking to this new family-friendly hobby. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing, wow, this is a new family thing that we're all enjoying and helping out with, and I'm having a blast.
It's so much fun.
Doing that. Okay. What's something new you've tried lately?
New. I mean, we went to Georgia, and I made her go hiking up a mountain. That was fun.
You're not a hiker?
I mean, she's not. I'm not really a hiker. I when I go visit my faraway stores in Colorado and Utah, I will sometimes go find a nice mountain if it's because the time zone things can mess me up.
And like do they have an elevation difference?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like the time zones will mess me up, and I'm like up at 5 a.m. just staring at the ceiling sometimes. So I'll get up and I'll go take a little quick hike up a mountain or something, find something fun to do out there. But it's very rare. So that was the first like actual scheduled long. I mean, and it was long. I mean, we were hiking for 5 hours. We brought lunch.
Okay.
We brought snacks and all that, and we did 2.5 hours up and then 2.5 hours back. But it was cool. I mean, the views at the top of this mountain that we climbed were amazing. So I mean, that was fun. That's something new. Fun family activity.
I love that. Everybody had fun? Okay. Will we do it again?
I mean, I would. I don't know if she will. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
I mean,
we'll see. That's not too often. Maybe like a once a year.
For the snacks.
For the snacks, definitely. We're big snackers here, pro snacking in this household. Okay. All right. What is your favorite place on earth?
Oh. I don't know.
Are you giving nature-y, like it's some sort of outdoor, like
I
beach?
don't know. I hate the beach.
Hate the beach. Never mind. So wrong on that.
Sand is disgusting. I don't know why people want to be in sand. It gets everywhere.
Okay, well, your favorite place can also be like home too, by the way.
No, I know. I think for me, like I'm not very well traveled, right? Like I haven't left the continental U.S., so that's kind of unfortunate. I would love to. Maybe one day somebody will get drugged enough to get on a plane. We'll see. But I would like to go somewhere else, do something. Go to Italy and go see all the old school Roman stuff.
Greece is beautiful. I went with my mom. Greece. I mean, I'm sure you could take like a boat. Are you okay with boats?
No. We've tried to do a cruise, and she vetoes the cruise.
No cruise.
She vetoes the planes. If we can drive there, I mean, I think you can. There's like an ice road that goes like and connects like Alaska through Russia and all that.
Or like Canada.
Or something. I mean, we'll take a long drive somehow. I don't know.
Banff. I heard Banff is gorgeous. It's in Canada. It's very mountainous, clear. I'll show you guys a picture after. It looks like postcards. That could be something that we could maybe talk about.
I mean, I've even tried to be like, I go to Colorado and Utah 4 times a year. There's cool stuff out there, and I would love to go like
Zion Park,
kind of like a family thing.
Yeah.
I haven't, but I need to.
Yes, that's beautiful.
But like it'd be cool to do like a family thing, but it's such a long drive to get there.
Yeah.
Versus, I try to stick to the East Coast, and it's like you hit the point where you've done it all.
Yeah.
On the East Coast, and eventually we'll find somewhere else to go. So I mean, for now, I don't know where that favorite place is.
To be determined.
TBD. For now, I would say sitting at home in front of my computer playing my video games. I'm very content there. I could sit there for hours and do that. But even that, you can't do it forever. So
yeah, well, we're open to new ideas and new adventures. Open to it, maybe. Okay, great. How do you bond with your daughter? What do you guys do, or like have you done throughout her life that has really solidified y'all's like relationship?
I mean, I think we just try and do things, right? I mean, it just doesn't even matter what it is. We just try and do stuff. We're constantly trying to find something new. She's been dying to see snow. She, hasn't seen snow in her life. Being a little southern girl. So, the plan is hopefully next year for the holidays, split family. We have her the second half of winter break, which is the easier one for me because I can get off work and we leave whatever that day is, and we just hit the road and we go up north and we go find some snow. So it's things like that, finding just a random activity. We go visit my lovely wife's family. Every other year we take the long drive all the way to the northeast and.
It's not that bad, right? What, 18 hours, 16?
20. It depends on
shifts. You do it in shifts, it's fine.
For me, it would be a lot faster if I was by myself because I do not have to stop every hour on the hour to go to the bathroom.
You're sounding a little bit like a hater. I just want to you're a little bit of a hater.
It's not so much eating. Just get one of those like Chewy things and get comfortable peeing in the car. That's all I'm asking. Like, there's got to be a way. Like, there's a way.
There will never be enough snacks in the car. Just so you know, for a road trip, there will never be enough assortment of snacks. True or false? I pack a lot.
She packs a lot of snacks.
Okay.
She gets mad at me because my road trip food every time we go on a road trip.
You have the lunchbox, and you have the dry snacks.
I need to make sure at some point when we're getting gas, I stop at a Wendy's. I don't know why. That's my road trip food. I always want a Wendy's burger.
Okay.
So that's my one thing. As long as I get that, I'm content, and I will just keep going.
All right. Well, noted. Okay. Okay, so how are you, this doesn't have to be as heavy as it sounds, but how are you guys, or are you protecting and preparing your family during these current times? It doesn't have to turn into a thing, but like, what do you guys do specifically in your household to protect your daughter or yourselves when walking out the front door or consuming anything online? Because it is a really, so like personally, what are you guys doing? Because you have a family, right? Like there's more than one person to care about, like other than yourself. So how do you guys do that?
I mean, I think there's so many layers to it. Especially
like, do you guys watch the news
in this world?
Because some people are like, I don't want to consume that. Like me, I don't consume any. Like I don't follow any of that news stuff on the apps. Anything that is told to me is done by like a person that will text me like, hey, check this out. You know what I mean? Like I
try and stay up to date. I mean, I do,
which is important. It's important to know what's currently going on.
For me, it's part of work, right? Like
Oh,
I need to know.
Yes.
I need to know what's going on in the world. I have watched as we've elected somebody to be president who has decided that tariffs are the right answer for whatever, despite pretty tough evidence in the opposite. It's how that's impacted things that I think a lot of people
Like you're
didn't understand, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm in the industry that tariffs impact us.
Right,
My company does manufacturing overseas. We've been a part of those things, and to watch these things happen, it's raised prices. Things have changed. I've been in this position long enough, or been in a position of management, that people have always come to me every election cycle and ask, "Hey, what are your opinions? What do you think? How is this going to impact everyday life?" And I think that's what people don't always understand, right? Everybody wants to stay out of politics. And I get that. I understand it. I respect everybody's decision to do whatever they want to do. And I think that's the number one factor, that we live in a country that is the ultimate goal, right? Everybody should be able to have their own opinions and vote based on their opinions. And that's real. And I've always given people what my thoughts are on my opinion. And you take that how you want and vote how you want.
Yes.
I'm not here to pressure you to vote one way or another, to do one thing or another. But I'm going to tell you how I feel things are going to impact things.
Right.
And this goes back to 2019. When was that? I don't remember when we voted in this lovely state to change the minimum wage. But I remember, my grandmother came to me and was like, "Oh, we should definitely vote for this, right?" And I was like, "No, you definitely should not." And everybody's like, "Oh, you don't want people to make more money?" No, that's not the case. I think everybody should be paid well. That's different. But I think raising the minimum wage is going to have repercussions that you don't understand.
Like a trickle
effect. You're going to watch if we have to raise the minimum wage and we have to pay every employee. I mean, we jumped like $6 an hour over the course of however many years, whatever. But
I think it's 15 or 17 now.
Right now it's 14.
14, okay.
And it's going to 15 in September.
Okay.
So it's I mean, when I started in retail many moons ago, I was paid $6.63 an hour. Now people that do the same job I was doing get paid $14. And I get it. People should be paid more and all that. But what people didn't understand is the repercussions behind all of that. We're not just paying somebody more and the big man at the top is making less money. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Right.
As much as in a perfect world, yes, that's how it works. But everybody has their own set amount of money.
Right.
I have a number of stores that work underneath me, and the goal is to turn a profit. The goal is not to make millions of dollars. The goal is to turn a profit.
Right.
And I when payroll is one of the biggest costs of running a business, when you take somebody and you raise minimum wage and let's just say for all intents and purposes we're doubling it, right? Let's say you double minimum wage. Well, now guess what? You have half as many hours to do the same amount of money. So people don't realize that, okay, that means now we either have, you're making more money per hour, but you're making the same money overall. You're just going to work less hours and be expected to get the same done.
Okay.
Or now instead of 10 employees, well, now I can only afford to have 5 because I have to pay twice as much as I did.
Right.
So, I mean, the way we did things here was a gradual effect. So we've been able to kind of combat it little by little. That has been helpful, at least in this state. I know not every state did it that way. But I think that's part of it. When I was first asked that question, hey, do you think this is a good idea? No. Why? Because guess what? The cost of your goods that you're buying are going to go up. That's the only way we can pay these people more money. And people don't think about that. And it's the same thing here. When everybody was talking election and, who are you going to vote for and whatever, this guy's going to bring in tariffs that are going to raise the prices of everything. And people looked at me like I was nuts. No, that's not going to happen. Congress won't let that happen. This won't let that happen.
How could it not?
And I would just like to allow everybody to form your own opinion on what's happened in the last 12 months. But things have gotten more expensive, at least in my experience. I remember living here 8 years ago for 2/3 of what I'm paying to rent my lovely little small townhouse. I had a massive house, but now the price of everything has gone up. I mean, it's all part of elected officials, right? Like when COVID was going down, our governor decided that it wasn't real. So what did that mean? Everybody flooded the state and wanted to move here.
Yep.
Fantastic. That's great. Guess what we don't have? Houses. So the prices just went through the roof.
Yeah.
And then the price of housing goes through the roof. Well, who do you have working these minimum wage jobs now? Because even making $15 an hour, you're not paying to live at one of these houses.
Right.
You can't live here. So then there's nobody working these jobs, which has now created a job crisis.
Yeah.
We don't have enough people to work the jobs that we have.
So now it's a job and a housing crisis.
And now it's a job and a housing crisis because we don't have the housing. So there's so much that goes into this that people, even if you're not into politics and you don't think that politics affect you, it doesn't. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. It does affect you.
It does, and that's what I've been trying to say to people. Like, well, maybe you should kind of just peek in once in a while and see what's going on, because it does at some point trickle down to the everyday man and woman.
There comes a point everybody is impacted by this. I mean, my daughter is impacted by this.
Absolutely.
She's 11. She doesn't have a voice yet, so it's my job to be her voice in this moment. I need to be a part of that, and I think that's everybody. And regardless of what your opinions are, they may not align with mine, and that's great. But I'm glad you have opinions, and that's what matters. Is we need to kind of come together as a country, I think, and realize that we've spent so much time, especially in the last 3 election cycles, becoming so far apart. Everybody's either far right or far left or whatever. I'm not that. I'm not some far left liberal that's over here going, we need to give everybody. I'm not there. I'm not. I'm sorry. I also don't align with the right that is, for whatever reason, catering to someone who seems to have dirt on them for everything and kicking everybody out of the country and murdering American citizens. I'm not there either. I'm sorry. I can't align with that. There's got to be somewhere in the middle where we can all come together and agree on things.
Right.
And it's been really weird to watch the split, right? I mean, who would have thought that in this division of the nation that the far left liberals would be the ones supporting the Second Amendment?
Right.
Because I never saw that one coming, let's be real. The Super Bowl went to the far left? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl. You're telling me that it doesn't make sense. I mean, we're at a point now where it's just people are so set on this one guy. I gotta be behind this one guy. And even if my values have completely flipped from where they were, I gotta back him.
Yep.
Why? What dirt does he have on you? Where is this going?
Yeah.
And that's where it all just becomes questionable. And that's the whole thing. Have your own opinions and vote based on that. But have your own opinions. Do not have somebody else's opinions. Think about what your values are, what your morals are. Go with that. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, I actually love that you say that, because that drives it home for everybody, and that makes sense. You know what I mean? And as are we elder millennials or just millennials? Are we are the soft spot of millennials? We're in our 30s.
We're on the old side.
Okay, older side. A word from your millennials: just form your own opinions. Look into different things. Hear both sides. That's what I always say. Be open. Do your own research. Be open-minded to hearing everything, but be able to make your own thoughts as well. And like Tyler was saying, what are your values and what do you value in life? What do you want to protect and conserve? And think about the younger generation too. Hello, because all of this because I feel like that's where we don't have to talk about this forever, but the boomers they weren't thinking about the younger generation with all their shit. You know what I mean?
I could talk about this for.
But they weren't. They didn't think about anything that would affect us.
And I think
even Gen X, they didn't think about how all this
I think the boomers have completely lost the plot in some cases. I mean, I've my grandmother. I love her. I love my grandmother. But she, she was adamant that you got to go back to school. You got to go back to school. You got to go back to school. I did a year of college. My roommate was Baker acted.
Oh no!
It was not the greatest experience for me. And I got robbed when I lived there. Somebody broke into my truck, stole all my stuff. It wasn't a great experience for me.
Right.
So I left and I came back and I just started working. Right. And I was never. My goal was never. I'm going to go up the corporate ladder and work retail forever. That wasn't the goal. It was just I'm going to do something, find something to do, make some money, figure out what I want to do with my life. And I think that she always pushed me to go back to school because she had this. You got to go back to school because that's how you're going to get a job that's successful and make money and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's your theory. That's what your generation was able to do. You guys could go to college and go get a job and get some 6-figure income and live off of one income with your 4 kids, and everything was fine. And you could buy your $500,000 house and it was fine. And we're not there anymore. I'm sorry.
No.
I make good money. She makes good money.
Right.
We struggle to live where we live because
with
it's expensive.
two incomes, mind you. Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy. We are not there. You can't buy a house for what you could buy a house for in the early 90s. It's just not the same. These boomers did not understand. They think that, they had to, tow it up by their bootstraps and do whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's just such bullshit. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. The boomers had it so easy. Things were so cheap. You could just go to work and do things and be fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, people who went to college made good money. People who didn't go to college could still afford a house. Could still live. Mm-hmm. We don't get that anymore.
No, we don't.
And you tell these kids, go to college. Why? So they can be six figures in debt?
Oh my God, with how expensive school is. And that's another point I want to drive. Like, school probably,
what does that mean?
We have to charge it.
Oh no.
We're back.
And we're back.
We're back. Okay. So, but yes, I will be there tomorrow with you. And then, okay. So, all right. What do you and your friends do for fun?
I mean, we apparently redo the suspension on Miatas. That's become a new thing. My buddy's project car, we work on that. Gaming. We like to play video games. We like to shoot people. Obviously not in real life. That's not allowed. I feel like whatever. But so we like to play war video games because they're the most fun for whatever reason. I don't know. It just gets the aggression out.
Yeah.
We like to go shooting from time to time when we can. I'm trying to get my lovely wife to not freak out so much when she shoots a gun. It's been.
I've never shot a gun in my life. I've held one gun one time, and it's just I don't have any exposure to it, so it just feels very like a foreign like.
Well, and it's funny because when we first started dating many moons ago, I went up to visit her when she was still living in Jersey, and that was her surprise to me. She was like, "Oh, we're gonna go shooting." I was like, "Oh, let's go!" So we went shooting, and she did well. And then we went for my buddy's birthday this past time, and she did not do quite as well. There were many more people there, so there was a lot of guns going off. Mm-hmm. And it is very loud, obviously.
That's what would startle me. I feel like the abrupt.
We got her some big old earmuffs, and she got there. We finally got her to shoot her own firearm and hit the target.
What did it feel like? Did it feel good? Weird? Because I feel low-key, I feel like I would love that feeling and that power.
It's so much fun.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's so much fun.
It's like that. You would just feel so alive and so like.
Adrenaline. Just getting that adrenaline pumping. It's
whoa.
fun. I mean, and it's just like, I went out there and I put a red dot on my gun, and it's the first time I've ever had a gun that had a red dot sight on it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she bought that for me for our anniversary. And I went out and they had 6 targets set up with the little metal ones. So when you hit them, you get that satisfaction of like bing, and they fall over. So I went out, and it was the first time having the red dot on, and I just knocked down all 6 of them, and I was like, "This is awesome! Mm-hmm. I'm having the time of my life."
Yeah.
So there's just that level of excitement behind it. I mean, it is a truly powerful thing, and people need to be taught. I mean, there's a reason that my lovely wife here doesn't have a gun on her all the time. She's not well trained and well versed in any of that. So we are working on getting her there. Mm-hmm. But it's just I think people need to be safe around firearms, and I think that's the number one thing.
Absolutely, education, safe, and like taught with a good that's my whole thing with it, right? Like I'm never just gonna pick up a gun because, like I said, that fear and that uncomfortability of it. So I feel like, did you go to a shooting range and figure it out? Okay.
Yeah, I mean we go over the basics in the house, right? Like we've taken the gun apart, and she knows how to take it apart, put it together, do all that stuff.
That's good. So there is a gun. Do you guys have like some sort of protection agency in your house that you both know how to use?
Yeah. Well, I mean.
You know what I mean? Yeah, though, like some people have it. Okay, so you have some sort of. No, it's not. I have Quincy, and y'all met him. He sounds scary, but he's not going to do much.
Yeah. No, I mean, where we're at, we're pretty secure anyway. I mean, we live in a gated community. We have cameras on the front and back exits.
Of the community or y'all's house? Like
We have the cameras up front, camera in the back.
Good.
Where we're at, we're 3 stories, and the first floor is
beautiful house.
My office.
Beautiful. In there, lovely.
So people can't really get in, and if they did get in, they got to come up 2 flights of stairs, and by the time they come up 2 flights of stairs, I'm standing at the top, so they're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, I mean, we are very much about making sure that it is safe. It's not something that my daughter is versed in or knows how to use or anything like that. Maybe one day she knows they exist.
Okay, that's good.
But I mean, and that's the thing with her. She knows they exist because she knows not to touch them. And that's, I don't want. We went through the whole debate, right, when they first kind of came into the house. I've had guns for years. I went for a stint where I had none, and now they're back again. And it was really just how do you go about it, right? Do you not say anything and kind of keep it a secret from her? And it's like, well, then if she does come across it and then she decides, oh, this is a toy, that just felt like the wrong way to do things. So I think it was important to make sure she's aware. But she's also aware not to touch things and not to mess with them, that they are dangerous and all that.
That's great.
But I mean, she doesn't have access to them normally anyway. So
well, did she play any video games that are shooting kind of?
Roblox. There's shooting aspects of Roblox. The thing with Roblox, it is an everything game.
Okay, so she does have a healthy exposure to knowing imaginative and okay.
Yeah, I mean, and she comes down and she'll see me playing Battlefield or something with the boys, and she's wanted to join in and mess around and shoot guns on the game and stuff like that. So I mean, she does have an idea. And she's played Mario Kart, and green shells and red shells are basically just fancy guns.
Yeah, they really are.
The blue shell is just a nuke or something.
Like grenades or
something. So there's just different aspects to it. She's exposed to it though. I mean, I think everybody is. How are you not exposed to it in this day and age?
Oh, absolutely.
Living in this country.
I mean, the very first video game I remember playing, y'all help me out with this, it was like a duck shooting game.
Duck Hunt?
It's like the very, very first one.
Duck Hunt, where you had the little gun.
Yes.
Yep.
Hello. And I'm 6'8", playing this game, so there's always been that exposure, and that game was so fun. I love that game. There's always
that's even when we went to the arcade, they had the 2 guns and you shoot the aliens and all that.
Okay, so there's always been that aspect of
the Jurassic Park one where you ride around in the car and you shoot
007. You remember the whole screen would go red. Yep. So so it's always been there.
Always been around. I mean,
definitely. I would like to be more educated and shown a safety kind of. That's my whole thing. I don't have because I don't know anything. I don't have any business knowing how to do that when I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So that's kind of my stance on it. But I like that you guys have you're expert level, and then you have exposure, and if called into action, do you think you'd be able to do it? A little more training. Okay. But see, we're learning and we're open to it, and knowledge is power. I've always been that type of person. Exposure, knowledge, safety, and that's kind of how I've always operated on it.
I mean, I think it's important for everybody to, once again, form your own opinions, decide what you want to do for yourself, and see what's best for you. I mean, I think that's part of where we're at right now, right? Everything is very scary, and
that's why I was asking, how y'all kind of.
I mean, even with the shit that just went on. I mean, ICE just killed a man and then claimed it was because he was carrying a gun. Well, he was legally carrying it. They pulled it off his body before they shot him. So what was the concern? And then to hear the president basically go against the Second Amendment is just very, it's very odd, and it makes it kind of concerning from both sides, right?
Exactly.
I mean, even as someone who legally owns a firearm, I have we don't need them anymore, but I have one. I have a concealed carry permit. I am legally allowed to carry a firearm. I've gone through the training. I've done the right things, and to hear the president say that I should be shot in the head because I'm carrying it around a cop makes no sense. It flies in the face of the Second Amendment. I mean, it's very odd. And like I said, I mean, to hear the people on the right say that, who came in and, this guy's backed by the NRA and he's going to support everything, and Kamala was going to take our guns, and now here we are. And it's just man, it's an odd time to be alive.
Yeah, it's an odd time to have original opinions that you've stood on. I feel like everybody's at a point where they're kind of questioning everything they have been told to believe, because it's a very American way to be kind of like your first exposure to politics and stuff is your parents' opinion, right? And then you kind of venture out. So kind of hand me down opinions. I feel like now is the time for everyone to be wait, I'm not so, like, everything I've stood on and believed is kind of being pulled into question.
Yeah.
Which is scary, but it's also very healthy for us to be able to talk about things and have conversations that we weren't willing to have before. But you also have to be open-minded and not stubborn. I struggle with debating people just because, like, I always hear them out, but that's not reciprocated to me.
And that's I think that's a big issue as a whole, right? I mean, we look at everything that's gone on. Everybody wants to shove their opinions down your throat,
Right.
and nobody wants to listen. Like Charlie Kirk spent years debating people, and did he deserve to be shot? Absolutely not. That's not what we should be standing for. Were his opinions agreed with? I mean, sure, by some. There were plenty of people who disagreed.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you shoot him. I mean, I love that. It's like my guilty pleasure here too, right? I love conspiracy theories.
Yes.
So
yes,
like,
me too.
So
You're
like,
in a safe space.
There's so many conspiracy theories that I'm like following, that I'm like just kind of like live on the lines of, and I'm like, did Trump actually get shot? Because have you seen his ear? Because it looks kind of fine. So like, was that just a whole thing to like get elected president? Maybe, I don't know. It's a cool conspiracy theory to follow, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's conspiracy like.
So you live on Reddit, is what you're saying.
I love Reddit. Reddit is my favorite.
Big fan
like,
of Reddit.
there's these people that have seen Charlie Kirk still alive, and I'm like, I could totally see that. Like, this was a whole plan.
Right.
Like, Trump was in on it. They did this whole thing to like do
I've
it.
seen
His
some
wife,
convincing stuff
I'm
too.
sorry, his wife is way too happy that he's dead. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just the whole thing. I could get on board with that, and I know that's kind of fucked up to say because the guy's dead. But you know, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just there's so many theories out there that like I think we've learned after watching the federal government that we will never get the truth as the American people, and
Yeah.
do with that information what you will. I don't know. I mean, they tried to like everything is done as like smoke and mirrors. It was just
Thank
like
you. Everything
like,
that happens is like supposed to distract us from
well,
something
yeah,
going on in
they just did that SNL. Pete Davidson just did the SNL open, I think last night, and it comes in as like the new guy coming in for ICE to take over for the old one. He's talking about how like, oh, it's hilarious because he comes in and he's like basically like, oh, we used this ICE killing as the smoke and mirrors to distract you from the Epstein list, but now we're giving out more of the Epstein list to be the smoke and mirrors to distract you from this ICE killing. And it's just like there's so much back and forth. I mean, meanwhile they're like stealing election ballots from Georgia from 5 years ago. Like, for what, dude? The election's gone, over with. Like, what does it matter?
Yep.
Who cares? Like, they've already done all these independent studies that have said it was fine, and now I'm sorry if they come out and say the Georgia election was rigged in 2020 and be like, well, you're the one who told it to us, so I don't believe you.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm sorry. I'm over it. We're done.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think there's so much lack of trust in the government at this point.
There really is.
And it comes from both sides. Like, I'm sorry. I don't trust the Democrats either. Like,
I mean,
you guys
both of them are like kind of.
But like, you guys fucked up the last election. Like, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have backed Biden for so long. You should have pushed somebody else in there, and then you just went, "Oh, we're gonna put Kamala." Like, why? Because she's a woman, and people are just gonna be like, "Yeah, let's do that." Like, they didn't like having somebody shoved down their throat. You didn't give that party an opportunity to vote in a primary election and pick a candidate. You just said, "This is who you get."
Yeah.
In a world where people are sick of being told this is what you get. I mean, had you given people an opportunity, maybe they would have leaned that way and had more of a backing for her. But you didn't.
No.
And I mean, not that there's anything wrong with Kamala. I think she was, in my opinion, the better candidate. But you know what I mean?
No, that's fair. That's
you know,
completely
but
fair to say.
obviously the rest of the country did not agree with that, and that's fine. I get it. That's how this works.
Yeah, people usually vote for. I've kind of noticed in elections, you're voting not necessarily for someone, but
You're
you're
voting
against
somebody
someone.
else. And that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's so. I feel like we should kind of take that into consideration because that's how the last two elections have been. You're not voting pro someone; you're just voting against someone to keep them out of office.
Which
so.
I mean, and there's a reason Biden was a landslide against Trump, and it was because the people were given an opportunity to back him. We had seen him under Obama, and there was something there.
Yeah.
And I think, you had, even if Biden had been on the ballot, right, that was already going to be a tough election for him to win.
Yeah.
And then you took his vice president, who was less qualified in the people's eyes because she was the vice president, not the president. And you put her on the ballot. And then we already had somebody that we weren't really feeling as a country. And things were getting expensive, whatever. And, there's so much more that goes into it. But, people live in the short term.
Yes.
Everybody is
no one thinks about how things affects them in the long term, like how we were talking about.
It's
You have to think about
brain.
Yes, definitely. And I feel like it's disappointing because I feel like we really are. Well, this might be a genre, but like an intelligent enough country to where we can access this information to a degree. Like we can learn. We have the ability to know more about stuff. Like we can talk to educated professionals and stuff, but we just don't. Like we choose to be dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we choosing to be dumb?
I don't.
You know what I mean? Like
there's so many.
It's a choice. If you're dumb now, it's your choice.
Well, and I think
honestly,
a lot of it is exposure, right? I mean, you look at the places that typically tend to lean more to the right, and they're more rural locations, and the cities tend to vote more liberal. And I think a lot of that is exposure to things. You know, when you're in your own house in the boondocks, and you're telling, oh, this guy says he just wants to leave me alone. Yeah, you're going to support that. And you're going to be all for that. Right. And, you know, when you're in a city and you're being told, oh, this guy wants to give us more things that are going to help us out, you know, in the city and do all that stuff, you want that.
Right.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that one way is right or one way is wrong. I think that they're right and they're wrong for you as an individual based on where you live. There's aspects of that too. Mm-hmm. You know, there's plenty of people who live out in the boondocks and just want to be left alone. And I totally understand that. I would happily live in the boondocks and be left alone.
Right. No, honestly, that sounds like a dream. My last guest, Lexi, she was saying like that's her dream, to just live on a nice farm, have her own land, and that sounds dreamy. Honestly, that sounds like a lovely.
And that's fine.
Exactly. And like I've been learning more about, reading more about the specific parties and stuff. So I don't know enough to stand. I mean, I know what I believe and I know what I see as right and wrong. So from my understanding, the Republican views, they have very independent kind of views. Like they want their own kind of, like smaller government.
I feel like it's hard to answer that now.
Okay,
because
now
things have kind of flip-flopped in the last few weeks.
So that's why, I just read.
They try and scare people. Everybody, it's so hard. I hate when we're in election cycles because everybody uses big scary words, right? Like socialism and things like that. And it's just like people don't even understand. Like there's so many layers to it all and nuances to it all that it's not just like, you know, it's funny because the Republicans typically, you know, they back more military and police and things like that. But they hate socialism because socialism is bad. We don't want to give people things.
Handouts.
No handouts.
No.
But if you go into the military, then you get handouts. You get socialized medicine, socialized education, socialized all these. So it's very nuanced in the sense of like, you know, I think that's the number one issue in the country that we live in is that people are very self-centered.
Yes.
Nobody cares about anybody else.
Their fellow human being.
That's the problem.
Like lives are kind of being valued differently, and that's what bothers me as a person, right? Like one life could mean less to another just because of like a simple term or you know what I'm trying to get at. Like it just, and that's what's always bothered me. Like we're all humans. We should be helping and lifting up our humans and like being kind to
just be nice.
Just be nice. Just
be nice. Think about other people around you. I mean, I think that's the big miss. It's not even like the being nice. It's just acknowledging the existence at sometimes. You know, people live in their own world and they just don't pay attention to anything else around them. I mean, we went to Costco earlier today and I hate Costco. They have things there that are wonderful, right? But I hate Costco. And the main reason I hate Costco is because the parking lot sucks. Because nobody cares about anybody but themselves trying to get in or out. Then you walk into Costco, nobody cares about anybody else but themselves, and they just stop in the middle of the aisles and stand there and do nothing. And I'm just like, hey, the other 400,000 of us exist here in this building. Can you get the hell out of the way? This is my life, okay? I hate people, okay? There you go. Yeah, that's it. It's just the inconsideracy of other people's. I hate that everybody is inconsiderate and they don't care about anybody else around them. And it's really frustrating.
Yeah, it's exhausting to always have to be the bigger, considerate person, y'all. It's exhausting for people to
understand
be
it.
The kind
She walked to go get something. I took my cart. I moved over as far as I could. I got out of the way. No, these people just stop wherever they are. And they're just like, I'm here now. I mean... I drive all over this state. The people that all do 10 under the speed limit in the left lane should be pulled over and jailed immediately.
Jail. Right to jail.
Right to jail. Right to jail.
Yes.
Okay? I just, it is so infuriating.
Right away.
They don't care about anybody. And then you go around them on the right and they're just like, woo.
Yeah, like
Come on, man. Like, other people exist. You're not the only person on planet Earth. Please pay attention. And
Absolutely.
they don't. And I think that goes and stems into every aspect of life. It's just people need to care about other people. I mean, and goes back to even like my job. I do what I do and I develop the people that I develop because I care about these people and I want to see them be successful.
Yep.
And that needs to be taken into every aspect of your life. You should care about other people, and you're not the only one on the planet. We need to do this together. Collaborate, be collaborative. Let's be successful. I don't know. I mean,
no, I absolutely agree. You know, and I love how, like, I already knew this about you, but you're not like a boss or manager about your job that just is making everyone do well so you look good. Like, you genuinely have an interest in their success and their well-being.
I mean, every step of the way, right? I mean, the store manager here has been working underneath me for 11 years, right? When I came on, I was an assistant manager, and then I moved up to a store manager, and then I moved up to district manager, and I've made my way through these different aspects of the business. And she's always been the one working directly beneath me. She was underneath me as an assistant. She moved up to be my assistant. She moved up to be my store manager. You know, that person is so important because if you don't have somebody to step up into your role, then you have to find one, and then you have to train them, and then you have to. It's more work for you, and it's not about making you look good. It's about creating a path forwards.
Right. Being good together.
Yeah, I can't move up if she can't move up. Then that makes, it's we all have to move together. And I think that's very important. Everybody should be looking for what that next step is together. And we all need to help each other collaborate and move up. I mean, I want to see our business expand up the East Coast and everywhere. And right now we're a big West Coast brand. So I'm the spearhead. I'm like, let's go East Coast. Let's make it happen because I know in my brain, I'm like, if we can expand up here, then that gives me a path forward and that helps develop my staff and give my team a step forward and something to kind of grow into and a path to look forward to what's the next step is. I hate people that job hop. It drives me nuts. And I totally understand when people do it, right? I mean, there are so many reasons to do it. My wife is giving me the worst face right now because she has worked 3 jobs in the last 12 months. 6 months, yeah, but whatever. But no, I totally respect the job hop. And, there's aspects of it, there's reasons behind it, right? She's doing it to find her right place, right? That's totally there. Totally valid. Find your right place. There's people that do it for money. I have I was like, I wasn't even talking about you. One of my really good friends, he moved to Texas years back. Family reasons, totally good for him. They're killing it out there. His son just was like offensive something of the year. He's killing it. He's going to be like football star one day. I'm so proud of them. They are absolutely killing it out there. But my buddy, he used to hop around and find the next thing that was paying more. And he was making bank. And I was just like, man, you are killing it. And it's worked for him. And I can't even knock it. And that's why I say, there's people that can job hop and find the benefits of it.
Right.
Me, I like to grow within one place and try and stick it out. I had a manager years ago who I think he said it to me and my best friend. We worked together at the time, and he kind of said it to both of us. He was like, I'll stay at a job for 5 years. That's it. 5 years and I'm done. And not in the sense of like 5 years with the company and then you're out. 5 years in this job. And that kind of stuck with me as weird as it was. I have never sat in a position for more than really 5 years.
Right.
And I've kind of followed that. Even the company I'm at now, I think I was at 6 years as a store manager. So I kind of broke from that there. COVID happened. So that's my excuse behind it. But even then, right, by year 6, I was kind of getting sick of it.
Yeah.
You get to the point where
was it complacency you were feeling?
You just know everything, right?
Yeah.
You're so
not much more to learn.
There's no challenge. There's no anything. I mean, the last year that I was a store manager, we had a record year, and I'm not taking credit for that. That was COVID. I mean, there was layers, right? There's COVID. There was money being thrown out everywhere. I had a great assistant manager, who obviously now is a store manager, who, you know, was there with me in the trenches. I mean, hiring sucked. We couldn't find employees to save our lives. There were times where it was just the two of us, and we were just making it happen. We were just high-fiving each other, working overtime, doing what we had to do. I mean, at that point, we had so much payroll that I could not spend enough just because we were making so much money.
Yeah.
And the store itself is the most profitable year the store's ever had.
Congrats.
And, you know, it was a great year. But I was so bored.
Yeah.
I hit the point where I was just like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm doing the same things over and over again. It's just repetitive. There's no differences. There's no challenges. It's just boring. And, you know, I've watched other people that have had other career paths that have done different things. You know, I have a buddy that went into hotels that, you know, kind of did the same thing. He got bored, then found something else, and then, you know, jumped out, jumped back, been all around. I mean, we've all done it. And now we've all kind of found our way climbing the corporate ladder, and we found ourselves in these positions now that, you know, I'm in a position now that I feel like I can finally maybe hit that point where 5 years isn't end game for me, and I'm like, all right, it's time to do something else, you know.
So you want to stay in corporate, or do you have like a business idea? Like, would you ever be your own boss? Like, do you have like some sort of?
I mean, right now, there's no like, you know, short term, nothing like that. I think long term, yes, I would love to kind of find something on my own. You know,
I mean, you had the experience.
Well, I mean, I think you hit the reality of like, you're never gonna be rich working for someone else, right? I mean, let's be real. You look at all the most well-off people that we know here. We got Bezos, who did it all on his own. I mean, I'm sure he had a team, but you know, he went on, did his own venture and found his own thing that made a bunch of money. You know, Elon Musk, for better or for worse, you know, he's found a niche in constructing himself. You know, he made money off of one thing, and he did really good at rolling that money into other things. You know, he has people convinced that he created Tesla. He didn't, but you would think he did.
Yeah, like the name is associated very closely with Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, he wants everybody to think he's the original guy behind Tesla. It was his idea, whatever. No, it wasn't. But he's bought into it. He bought all of it, and he is really good at the marketing aspects and, you know, running the business, doing whatever. I mean, I think Tesla's its own thing. It's probably overvalued. It's probably a bubble of some sorts. I mean, but we look at everything going on right now.
Yeah.
Everything's a bubble. I don't trust anything right now. I mean, everything inflated so fast. AI, I cannot stand AI. Coming from the tech world, right? I mean, you watch prices of everything going through the roof, and it's all because of AI and data centers. And
AI is terrifying. I mean, it's terrifying.
I mean,
with how much influence it has.
I mean, not only influence, but it's just the net overall cost of it all now.
I know. I just learned that.
The cost of power is insane.
Like
the amount of water that it takes to cool these things.
I just learned about this. It's intense. It's a lot.
When you start to pay attention over the next 12 to 24 months and realize that everything in the electronics world is getting more expensive, and it's because AI data centers bought up all of the RAM and all of the GPUs, and now everything you need is more money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to the point where, like, this is stuff that's in your everyday use. Your cell phone has RAM in it that now your cell phone companies have to pay more money for.
Yeah.
They have GPUs in them that, you know, it's the cost of, you know, what's it going to cost them to now make that electronic for your cell phone instead of making it for a data center where they could make more money off of it. Yeah. Why would they turn that wafer into your cell phone die instead of something else they could go make more money off of? And it's concerning. And then you wonder what happens when it pops, because I mean, AI's out there, but like,
there's got to be a cap on it.
Do you use AI in your everyday life?
No, not in my everyday life. No.
Who's using it? I mean, that's the reality of this that we're talking about. Like, all this stuff is going to AI. What? So people can generate videos of a polar bear walrus? Like, it doesn't have a purpose right now. And I think that's where AI falls short. And I think there's so many people that have invested billions and billions and billions of dollars into this thing that is just unproven and untested. And I mean, I don't know what that means. I mean, I know for us coming from the corporate world, like, we're not even really supposed to utilize this kind of stuff, because, I mean, even from a regular person out here, right? Like, you put something into ChatGPT and you ask it, hey, can you do blah, 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 blah. They're taking all your data.
Yes.
They're
willingly
taking what you're giving them and going, oh, this person's asking this, and and I can see from a corporate standpoint why people would be scared of that. If people are using this from a business standpoint and they're putting corporate info into ChatGPT, now ChatGPT knows private corporate info.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where it gets scary. So until a lot of that stuff gets figured out, I don't think it really makes sense. And then they're buying up all the consumer electronics, and we now have to suffer the consequences.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe one day. Card full.
What?
That's because you talk so much.
We're back. Sorry about that interruption again. We're still learning all of this. One thing I did want to say is, speaking of really quick conspiracy theories, did you guys watch the documentary about the aliens? There is, listen, I'm going to have to, listen. It is confirmed there are government agencies in the Pentagon.
Yeah, they talked. I mean, I knew that came out at one point but it was like,
watch it.
It was one of those things that came out at a time that like they basically leaked that aliens were real, and it was like to try and like hide something else. And I think everybody just kind of glazed over the fact that the government decided to acknowledge that aliens exist. Which, I mean, just from a standpoint, like not even conspiracy theories, right? Let's talk.
This is a fact.
Let's just talk reality,
this
right?
Is real.
There are billions and billions and billions of planets. You're going to tell me not one other one out there has life on it?
Thank you.
Obviously, there's aliens. It's just a matter of how they and us are going to get to the same place. Because,
I don't understand why we're so afraid of acknowledging that.
Yeah, we don't even go to the moon anymore. I mean, I think we're supposed to go back to the moon or something. It's supposed to be happening. That was announced. Like NASA is going to go back to the moon. But like that's it. We haven't gone to Mars, and you're going to tell me that we know for a fact there's not somebody living billions and billions of light years away on some distant planet.
Right.
Like it just seems unrealistic. It seems like a safer bet to say yes, aliens are probably out there than to say no, they definitely don't exist.
Watch that documentary though. You'll really enjoy it. It's a good one. Okay, so what are some future goals you have? They could be professional, personal. I know you're about to have a birthday.
I mean, I think for me, it's like kind of personal, professional mix, right? I think long-term goal. My lovely wife over here just got into her therapy game, and she's on her way to being licensed. We're you got another 2 years? 1 year? Okay. See, I can't keep track because as I've said, I don't do school. It's not my thing. I would not. It's just not me.
I admire that grind so much.
Doing great. She did enough school for both of us, so that's fine. But I think that's the long-term goal would be to take some of my business mindset and her educational stuff and merge them together. And that's our get rich not quick but eventually scheme. Just to kind of start our own business and kind of do that together where I can run operations, and it's not even something that I would necessarily need to leave my job for. I think that's the beauty of it, is I could keep doing that and help her build her company, build her own growth, and then we're married, so what's hers is mine, and we're gonna make it a big deal. We're gonna make some money for us, and I think the beauty
helping people out too.
I think the beauty of running a business too is that you're helping so many people out.
Yes.
I mean, especially with therapy, you've got so many people that need therapy, but then you've got the therapist side of things where there's plenty of people out there that want to do this stuff and want to make money in it, and can't make their own company because they don't have the business mindset behind it. And to be able to use that and help people and kind of help create an atmosphere where she can be the therapist she wants to be and not have to focus on the business side, and I can kind of handle that, and we can grow it into having more therapists under the umbrella or whatever. You look at all these companies that all do that. They've got this umbrella of therapists that work underneath them and make their money, and that's ultimately I would love to get to the point where we have that on our own. We have our own business, and we're running that, and we're able to help other people get into their own private practice.
I love that. Well, remember us small people when you guys take off and make it big. You know what I mean?
When we're millionaires, we can
Exactly.
afford our shack on the beach in South Florida.
Shack on the beach. Okay, and my last question, in your personal opinion, what do you think makes a good person? Just kind of all encompassing what we talked about. What, in your definition, you would see somebody like that's a good person?
It's so hard. I feel like you can't see.
Mm.
You know what I mean? People are so quick to profile people, and I think that's you can't profile good.
That's a really good point.
You can't profile bad.
Yeah.
I think everything has to come with experience. You know, I've seen so many people. I mean, coming from the retail background, right? Coming from back in my old days of sales, we used to work for Brookstone. Brookstone had massage chairs and Tempur-Pedic mattresses and all that stuff. Very expensive stuff. I mean, I guess by today's standards, it was probably cheap, but whatever. But people would come in and they would sit down. I know my buddy told me a story. He had a guy come in and just in some torn up jeans, some crappy socks, just looked just kind of really raggedy. Nothing fancy about him. And he sat down in the massage chair, and somebody he asked somebody, "Hey, can you show me how to work this thing?" And the guy just turned it on for him, said, "There you go," walked away. And my buddy was like, "Did you talk to the guy? Oh, he's not gonna buy anything. He's just whatever." So he walked over and he started talking with him and just had a chat, whatever. 15-minute massage is over. He hops out. He goes, "All right, I think I'm gonna take one." Spends $4,000 on a massage chair. You can't profile people, and I think that's the number one thing. I mean, I saw something else. I don't know how real it was. Like Adam Sandler's daughter.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Adam
Yeah, she
Sandler's
went
daughter
into
went
the
into
Chanel
the
store. Yeah.
And they wouldn't help her. They like borderline kicked her out, and she just called her dad, and he came in and was like, bought a bunch of stuff, and was just like, I mean, that's the reality. Bought it from some other salesperson. And I think that's a hard lesson that people need to learn sometimes. Is
Definitely.
that you cannot judge people by how they look. I mean, I even now, I deal with a lot of loss prevention stuff in the job that I'm in, right? And it's always getting people to understand that you gotta stop profiling.
Yeah.
Because it's, I've had so many people that get so uncomfortable when, a certain ethnicity comes in or something like that. And I'm sorry, the ones that are stealing are the ones you would least expect.
That's it.
Every single time.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
It's always. I mean, we had some little girl that came in and stole a bunch of bracelets, and she was probably like. I mean, I say little girl. I'm old man. She was probably like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Little
young person for sure.
Blonde hair, cute little white girl, and she comes in and there's just garbage all over the floor of all these bracelets that she's just thrown the wrappers on the ground and she's like put them all on and like we caught her. We knew what she was doing. And, she left and we ended up getting security involved, whatever. They go find her in another store with her best friend and her best friend's dad, who was so embarrassed. And that's the thing. It's like, the people that are stealing are not the people that need to be stealing. They steal because they want to. Mommy and daddy won't buy me this. I'm going to just steal it.
Yeah.
And if something happens, mommy and daddy are going to bail me out of it. I mean, it's just, it's always the people that don't need to be stealing. I mean, there's the layer of people who steal for other reasons, but I don't work in an environment where people are stealing TVs to go sell them on Craigslist to go buy drugs or whatever.
Right.
I'm not in that environment.
So you believe like we should just kind of approach everyone with not like not give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
Give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
You have to be nice to people. You have to give them an opportunity.
Yes.
There are plenty of people who you can make a quick reaction to, and you can understand who they are based on how they talk to you. I can 100% say that.
The people skills are very.
You have to give them an opportunity to do something. You can't just get upset at people right off the bat and think you suck because of how you look.
Right.
You can't do that. Don't judge a book by its cover, right? That's what they've told us since we were kids. And I think that falls into real life too. Don't judge people. Just talk to people. You can make judgments eventually.
You need something to judge off of. Like
you need the content before you can make a judgment.
Exactly. Well, do you have any final closing thoughts for us? This was lovely, fantastic. I had a blast. Did you guys have fun?
Of course.
Yay.
Always a good time. Hanging out, talking.
Great.
No, I mean, just, be nice to people. Be
Literally.
collaborative, help each other. That's it. Be good. Be good to people.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming by, you guys, and we will see you next time on Obsessive Thoughts.